We love Ukraine. We're ready to do something. I'm enjoying this. Role models are the principle which is followed here. We educate citizens by forming a different environment.
We're heading to eastern Ukraine, the Kharkiv region. 5 villages here are governed by one person. Ternova is the center of this agglomeration. Here, 50 kilometers from the border with Russia, one woman is forming a European environment. The workday of the village council head starts at an improvised dump. Anna Herashchenko is organizing a community cleanup in the forest, where residents from nearby villages have been bringing waste for many years.
First of all, you collect plastic, glass, and secondary waste in separate bags.
Waste sorting was Anna's first innovation in the village. Special containers for plastic and glass have been set up in the streets. 3 years ago, Anna founded a communal enterprise for collecting waste from every home.
You come into each home and explain it to people. Around 30% realized immediately that it was good. They wouldn't need to think what to do with the trash or take it to the forest. For some people, there's a psychological barrier, paying a sum which is less than the cost of a pack of cigarettes.
The village streets are gradually becoming cleaner and more comfortable. Wastelands are turning into playgrounds with Wi-Fi coverage. Direction signs are set up on the streets, which is rare for Ukrainian villages. Now, medical and emergency personnel will not waste their time searching for the right house.
Where there are broken windows, dumps and dirt, crime rates rise, because people see it as a subconscious message saying that there are no rules here, no one obeys the law. We educate citizens by forming a different environment.
For about 3 years, Anna Herashchenko lived in the Netherlands, where she took part in educational and environmental projects. Having returned to her home village, she decided to run for the village council.
It was 2015, when people had just gone through the Euromaidan revolution. Not necessarily physically, but they carried it in their hearts. We love Ukraine. We're ready to do something. It was time to go from volunteering to governmental institutions.
Few state institutions in Ukraine have a place where children can stay while their parents are waiting in line or receiving documents. In the Videnka Village Council, a children's room was created.
The main principle of the space is that active adults come and with their example show what happens and how it happens. It's like kindergarten, but better, because we bring children to a kindergarten and leave. But here we receive psychological help, see other children, watch how children develop and communicate.
We assembled robots to perform different programs. For example, here it goes up when you hit it.
For teenagers, there are robotics and boxing clubs. And this is a meeting of the youth government. In Ternova, the village council head consults with school students on which ideas should be implemented.
If they're confident that their requests and wishes will be fulfilled, and if they get an environment for their development and personal growth, it's likely that they will stay here.
The budget for 5 villages does not exceed $200,000. When Anna took office, the sum was even smaller. She fights tax evaders, looks for sponsors, and has engaged volunteers from across Ukraine in creating new street space.
I can sit here sorting tons of papers every day and say that I'm working. And I can say that we don't have enough funds, so we can't do anything. But I've always told myself that I didn't come here to make excuses.
Soon there will be a boxing ring, a stage, and loudspeakers for the local radio station here. The youth government is also working on a project for a skate park. Reported by Yevgenia Burda for UATV.